How about that? You know, in your book, Every Intellectual's Big Brother, you mentioned how Orwell's words have been selectively chosen to fit and serve political purposes from all across the political spectrum. Could you share with us a few of the most glaring distortions that you think have been used not only by the left, but that we on the right have distorted about George Orwell as we've made him part of our own, as we've gone forward to try to sell our ideas in the marketplace of politics today?
The politics of selective quotation, that is, the devil can quote scripture to his purpose. And Orwell's Animal Farm in 1984 have become scripture for modern intellectuals. That is, Animal Farm in 1984 have so many vivid catchwords. Animal Farm, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. 1984, thought crime, Big Brother, Newspeak. All of these are battle-certified slogans in the Cold War of words. For decades now, they have been used and indeed abused by both the left and the right. By the left, of course, in the supreme irony that in the very countries in which 1984 and Animal Farm were banned so that no citizen could ever obtain a copy legally, nonetheless, what you found blared in the headlines of many Communist Party newspapers were Orwell's catchwords directed against the capitalist West, against the free world. When I did my research over 15 years in East Germany, before and after the fall of the Berlin Wall, late 1980s, 1990s, and into the 2000s, what I was shocked to discover was that so many East Germans knew all of Orwell's catchwords, even though they had never read the books. Where did you encounter these words? I asked. Most, of course, had not been dissidents who had encountered them in some underground publication. No, it had been on East German television, radio, and in the party newspaper, with the United States being referred to as Big Brother, or the United Kingdom being referred to as Airstrip 1, or perhaps Ronald Reagan's tear down this wall speech being lambasted and ridiculed as a perfect example of newspeak. However, the abuses of 1984 and Animal Farm and all of its catchwords and of Orwell's legacy haven't been limited to the left. It's also the case that this has happened on the right. One has only to think of certain very unfortunate linguistic usages, such as the peacekeeper missile of the Reagan administration. Well, I think on reflection, there was a great deal of regret about the use of that term, even though it is clear in hindsight that the decision to install missiles in Germany and elsewhere in Western Europe did have a very powerful deterrent effect and did contribute toward the end of the Cold War. Other usages, similarly, one could possibly criticize the administration of George W. Bush for its Patriot Act, when so much in the Patriot Act arguably entailed a severe curtailing of our civil rights and an invasion of our privacy. Is that what patriotism represents? Orwell himself made a very sharp distinction between patriotism and nationalism. And in his essay Notes on Nationalism, he noted that patriotism is a cultural expression. It is a matter of sentiment and feeling for one's homeland. Nationalism is an ideology that is usually tied to expansive militaristic interests, and that while he could support unequivocally patriotism and even reverence for the cultural patrimony of a nation, what he could not endorse were any kinds of imperialist designs that would be sought by nationalists, even if they were English nationalists.